Check it. In this thread, a Taiwanese person showed their support for Palestinian freedom. The response? Taiwan belongs to China. Calm down. This just might be an isolated incident. This can't possibly represent all of Palestinians. Surely there are Palestinians fighting for freedom who also support Taiwanese independence. Shit, there might even be a few Hamas fighters that support it.
الصينيون يفكرون بخطوة كيف يفعلون مع تايوان ما فعلته كتائب القسام 7 أكتوبر. العرب يقدمون دروس للعالم.
You serious?
Now hold up. It kind of makes sense because there is overwhelming support from the LGBTQ community for Palestine, not just here, but all over the Western world, yo. And the internet's response is rapidly circulating the chicken for KFC meme, because chickens can be about KFC all they want. That's just more to slaughter for worldwide consumption. To put it simply, you may support them, but they sure as damn well don't support you. And this ain't just on the internets, yo. Some people are finding out in the real world as well. What you're about to see is a three-way.
Naughty.
No, not that kind. In the middle, you've got a man protesting trans kids. Across from him on the left are a group of Muslim women, and in the ski mask on the right is a wokie. At least we think so anyway. Let's see how this plays out.
You know, this guy is trying to propagate anti-LGBTQ propaganda. He's trying to tell children that they are not allowed to be trans.
Yeah, they're not. Suck your mum, bro. Black nail polish on is a man, my bro. Stop talking. Stop talking. In some religions, you can't do that. Yeah, you have to respect that decision. But in religions, yeah. But in some religions they accept that. But in our religion, you can't do that. So we don't agree with your faith. Thank you. What religion are you? What religion are you? Catholic.
I'm not Catholic.
What are you then? What do you identify yourself as, something, my bro? What do you identify as? Go on. What do you identify as?
Have a religion.
Alright, what do you identify yourself as? Okay. Yeah, you don't know. Listen. Where you from? Wait, what do you identify yourself as?
Did that go the way you thought it was gonna go? Nope.
Damn, man, can't wokies get some love? Fun fact, since 2007, Gaza has been governed by Hamas. But how did that happen? Back in 2006, legislative elections were held. The result? A victory for Hamas, which received 44.45% of the vote and won 74 of the 132 seats, whilst the ruling Fatwa received 41.43% of the vote and won 45 seats. So logically, that would mean that at least some of the Palestinian people support Hamas, right? And continuing with that logic, surely Hamas would show some love for the people that put them in power, right? Let's hear what the senior member of Hamas has to say. Surely he'll make all of this really clear.
البعض يتساءل وهذا سؤال رائج وشائع يعني من قام بتشييد 500 كيلومتر من الأنفاق لماذا لم يشيد مآوي يلجأ إليها المدنيون خلال القصف؟
نحن شيدنا الأنفاق لأنه لا نملك ما ندفع به عن أنفسنا من القتل والاستهداف. هذه الأنفاق من أجل أن نحمي أنفسنا من الطائرات، نحمي مقاتلين من الأنفاق. القطاع غزة فأنت تعلم والجميع يعلم بأنه 75% منه لاجئين، واللاجئين هو مسؤولية الأمم المتحدة في حمايتهم، مسؤولية الاحتلال في أن يقدم كل تبعا لاتفاقية جنيف الدولية أن يقدم لهم كل الخدمات وهم تحت الاحتلال.
What? Wait a minute. So he's saying that the tunnels are for them, the Hamas fighters, and it's the UN's job to protect the Palestinian people because they're refugees? Even though many of them voted people like him into power?
Well, I'm out, man. That nigga's tripping.
In this messy war, it seems like no matter what side you choose, you are doomed. Even the LGBTQ community, who prides themselves on the right to choose, ain't safe no more. However, there is one guy, Douglas Murray, a gay British author and political commentator who is actually in Gaza on the ground right now reporting on this conflict. And he had something interesting to say about this community.
Hold on to your butts.
How do you think Gays for Gaza will get on long term?
Well, the joke at the moment is that there aren't enough tall buildings in Gaza to Gays for Gaza off. These people are, I've said very often, they're part of the same phenomenon as turkeys for Christmas and chickens for KFC. I mean,
I'm fed up with these fringe idiot cases. I mean, they're so mentally defective, these people, and incredibly narcissistic. I can be queer and also celebrate Palestine. No, you fucking can't. Fuck off. You know, I can both argue for a two-state solution and also celebrate queerness and also not let myself down. No, you can't. You can't do all those things. At some point, you've got to choose.
And with that opening, now you know where he stands. And he's about to go in hard on Americans and pretty much anyone who subscribes to this particular point of view with even harsher words.
Can someone please explain to me what this means? What does reproductive justice mean? Free Palestine. What does that even mean? From what I understand, actually a lot of Palestinians have to go to Israel to get the abortions they want. So what does this mean?
This is just incredibly ignorant young people in America who have been taught this weird version of the world where all oppressions interlink and interlock, and you're either the majority or the minority for minority rights and issues, or for majority rights and issues, and all minority rights and issues intersect and overlap. These ignoramuses who couldn't point to the River Jordan if you showed it to them on a map, walk along the streets of America shouting, from the river to the sea, Palestine will be free, because they think the Palestinians are the underdogs in this weird version where they've mapped a very specific version of American racial politics onto everything else in the world. People who talk about colonizers, there's this language of colonizers, apartheid, and they've just tried to map it everywhere. Well, I say everywhere. Actually, it's highly selectively. I mean, the people who are talking about Israelis being colonizers, when I saw that the other day on the streets of London, I thought, yes, if only there was a name for large numbers of people who came from outside to a country, if only we could identify what they might be called in Britain. Oh, it would be immigrants, wouldn't it? Do you want to call immigrants colonizers in Britain? You sure you want to follow this logical conclusion? The talk about indigenous peoples. Oh, okay, great. Anyway, you don't want to apply that. Might there be a country or a continent, say, Europe, where you don't want to start talking about the indigenous peoples? I notice that people don't. But if you do want to, welcome to hell. So, no, all that is happening is a very selective mapping of a particular interpretation of the world that very dumb people in America have tried to put on certain selective other cases. And it doesn't work. It just doesn't work. But may they never find out how much it doesn't work. May they never find out. Because if their ignorance ever gets popped, it will be as brutal a day as can be imagined.
I've been thinking for a good while about how hypocrisy is a purpose-built tool for the internet to use. It's like catnip for the internet. It's the thing.
I mean, on hypocrisy, or, for instance, I can see a scenario where somebody might say, oh, Douglas, you're hypocritical on this particular question. I might say, well, there are some things I think are even more important than not being a hypocrite, such as, surviving.
So I'm curious, do you guys think that what he said has merit, or is he blind to the complexities of the conflict? Leave your counterpoints down below, and remember to keep it civil. And make sure to check out the full original interview and the link down in the description. So everything you've seen today has led up to potentially serious consequences in the US right now that might result in Joe Biden losing the DNC support and possibly the return of Donald J. Trump.
It's true.
So hold on to your butts, and we'll get to that soon. Until then, I will see you on the flip side. Peace!